After rewatching this movie a couple days ago, I don't know how this can even be considered a kids movie. The last like 30 minutes are absolutely terrifying. Furthermore, the whole movie some scary stuff. Some of the builds I've seen, I didn't even know that this player build was available in the game. The movie starts off so lighthearted and fun, but about halfway through it does a complete 180. And I ain't gonna lie, I had a nightmare the day after rewatching. Don't clown me, but after seeing this, it took me back to being a kid. But I'ma stop yapping, let's get straight to the peak. Okay, so the scene starts off with Coraline and her family moving into their new home, the Pink Palace Apartments. And do you guys peep Brody on the roof? Yeah, this would have been my first sign to leave the area within 5 seconds of getting there. Hitting squats on a roof is insane. We'll have his glutes looking like these in a couple of weeks. Shout out to all my gay niggas. But the workers finished moving in all the stuff and Brody gon' ask for a tip. Footing the door is insane. And me personally, I don't understand this tip stuff. Buddy, you're getting paid from your job. And he gon' get mad after getting $1. Brother, would you rather a knuckle sandwich? But we then see our main character, Coraline, as she's going on a walk trying to explore this new area. And by the looks of it, she about to find about 50 goth people walking around, straight carty listeners.
Oh nigga, you gay!
She gets up into the mountain and starts to hear something around her. Throws a rock at it and some random animal makes a noise. And hey, peep the aim. A lot of guys would have hit this tree right here. Look like they're throwing with their left arm. So Coraline hits the dash and turns out it was just this ugly ass cat. I'm not one to hate on cats, but this is straight chopped. The head shape is insane. This would have been my second red flag to get the hell up out of it. Cats do not look like that. But she ignores it trying to find this wall that she's looking for, and what the hell is this? Came down riding his bike looking like a straight menace. Trips up Coraline and jumps off. And these red flags are just appearing out of nowhere. This the third one already. But guys, do not be fooled by the ski. Buddy flips up the mask and bro's a cutie patootie. Niggas take off the ski and look like a contributing member to society, straight grade A student. The ski be turning guys into fake gangsters. Any dangerous situation happens, they hitting the dash the other way with a quickness. But they start talking and he helps her find the well that she's been looking for, and he says his name is Wybie, short for Wyborn. And peep her face in the back. After hearing this, she knew Brody was free eat, started hating immediately, calling him why were you born? I get Buddy pulled up on you like he was the damn Terminator, but questioning his whole existence is crazy. This how guys speak to you when you sell one game. Whole time you look like these behind the controller. The rage bait is hilarious. But Wybie's grandma starts to call him, he leaves and she must have a megaphone or something, cause I don't know how they can hear her from the mountains. And Coraline goes back to the crib with the poison oak on her hands from the stick she was holding. And this is where we find out that her parents don't give a care in the world about her. All they do is work and work. She could tell her own mother that she got hit with some taijutsu from some random homeless man down the road, and she gon' ask, did he hit the primary lotus though? Bro, I will violate you. But her mom then gives her a package that Wybie left. She opens it up and it's a doll of her, and for some reason she doesn't care, seeing that she's too old for those. Gang, it's identical to you.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
So she goes to see her dad, and damn, the posture is crazy, walking around like these every day. And just peep the eye bags. Out here looking like Gara, ain't have sleep in about 5 days, but having nightmares of his future son looking like these. But Coraline's dad is really just a chill guy that's been consumed by his work and been nagged by his wife for the past 25 years. So he tells her to explore the house since she's so bored, but the whole thing is cooked. Got Kais and Nas, distant cousins running around the crib, and as she's exploring, she ends up finding this little doll in the living room that her doll somehow teleported to out of nowhere. She's really got the survival skills of a deer, cause she don't question this one bit. A guy like me, I would have been out there after seeing the cat. Coraline then calls her mum to come open the door, and just peep how mad she is. I can't believe my 11-year-old kid who has no one else to play with would want my attention. Bro, just sit there. But she opens the door anyways just to see that it's straight bricks. I heard rumors that Ben Simmons lived there before. But we then fast forward to them having dinner and it's straight prison food. This don't even look edible. This basically what happens every time her dad cooks, had Coraline begging her own mother to cook for once. She can't continue to eat KSI's music in food form. So Coraline goes to bed cause she ain't trying to eat what looks like Polish food, goes to sleep just to wake back up in the middle of the night to see a mouse running away from her room. And for some reason, she gon' follow the mouse down the stairs. My nigga, what is you gon' do when you catch it? There is absolutely no reason to follow a mouse. But it runs into the little door in the living room. She opens it up and it's no longer Shaq's 3-point percentage. It seems to be a portal. And this portal Lowkey looks like one of them things we used to play with as kids. But of course, being a little white girl in any horror movie, she goes straight towards the weird looking portal. And hey, I don't even blame her. It can't possibly be worse than having to eat this every night. Coraline goes all the way through to the other door and she's back in her house. But she goes into the kitchen to see her mum cooking. Being shocked by her own mother cooking is insane. But she takes a closer look and sees that she has buttons in her eyes. And yet again, for some reason, Coraline don't even seem that concerned. She questioned it for about 2 minutes, then remembered the type food she was eating, said F it, we ball. But this copy of her mom starts referring to herself as the other mother and tells Coraline to go get her other father, the dinner's ready. She pulls up to his study and bro done upgraded the drip, out here pimping. And for some reason, he can now play the piano. Guys switch teams and become prime LeBron. Brother, you were over 25 seconds ago. But Coraline tells him that food's ready. They sit down and oh boy, I can tell she's been dreaming about this for years. They start eating and this is basically everything Coraline has wanted. They even gave her some cake. But Coraline says she needs to get home before her parents start to wonder where she is. Don't worry, they do not care. But her other parents take her to her bedroom and it's 20 times better than the boring one she was sleeping in. Got toy animals running around the place and the picture of her old friend starts moving and talking like this is Harry Potter. So she goes to sleep with them just staring at her. Eyes literally ain't deviate one time. Yeah, I couldn't do this, would just be looking at them sideways cause why are you looking at me, man?
What? Why is you looking at me?
But Coraline wakes back up in her actual room in the real world, but Peep said the poison oak on her hand is gone, so it had to have been real. But she goes downstairs to see that the door is now Angel Reese's 3-point percentage, straight bricks. She then starts to tell her parents about this magical land where the food didn't look like literal doo-doo water, but they ain't having it. Mom just forced Dad to get back to work and told Coraline to go visit the neighbors. So she goes up to Mr. Bobinksky's spot with the mail and he pulls up from right behind. Go ahead hitting her. He's right behind me, isn't he? Peep the pure terror on her face. She ain't never seen someone this chopped. Guys like this swear they be pulling the most. This be the average interaction. Brother, stop. But he closes the door saying the maestro isn't ready yet and she gives him the package. And wait a minute, ain't this the same guy that was standing on the roof at the start of the movie? I knew he was a weirdo. Type of guy to own one of these and swear he's not like that. Yeah, but it gets 10 times worse cause he gets down and what in the actual hell is that build? Looks like a character straight out of One Piece. There's no way this is real. Brody's top half Discord mod and bottom half SQC. I don't know what's going on. But he eventually leaves. She goes down the stairs and he gon' jump back down, almost losing about 20 generations of kids. And tells Coraline that the mice said she shouldn't go back through the small door anymore, then leaves. The mice acting like they ain't give the other mother the assist of a lifetime. This is a generational lob right here. So she goes to meet the other neighbors, Miss Spinks and Miss Forcible. She gets inside and you can already tell by the poster they used to be the baddest girls in the area. Straight 10 out of 10 snow bunnies, some fine white chocolate. Alright bruh, my fault. Miss Spinks then takes her inside the house and these builds are getting out of hand. I had the same face off the scene Kamala got a BBL. But this is really what you BBL bandits are gonna be looking like in your 70s. Still gonna be walking around thinking you're the girl. Get a load of this guy. But Coraline then sits down, drinks her tea and they start to read her tea leaves. peep the shock. They looking like they just found out she's gonna be forced to go to a Swarms concert, and it's basically on par with that, saying that she's gonna be in terrible danger and tell her to be very careful. So she leaves going outside, and for some reason it's hella foggy, and this ain't no normal fog. It's the thick kind, the kind you see in horror movies. Another sign to get the hell up out of there. And to make matters worse, Wybie's over here creeping around on the floor. I remember hitting the same move in the swimming pools. Sensational. But Coraline catches him and he says he's looking for banana slugs. Yeah, safe to say everyone in this area is a weirdo. And this the only kid that's around her age for the next 20 miles. I would have been started walking, there's no way I'm staying here. But Wybie then starts to give her the law and his grandma and the Pink Palace apartment, saying that when she was a kid her twin sister went missing. The end. Shortest story I've ever heard. We then fast forward to later that night and Coraline has some master plan, leaving some cheese on the ground next to her door for the mice to come and get. And it works like a damn charm, cause not 4 effing seconds later the mice pull up, grabbing the cheese and running off. She follows them back to the door and the portal is back. Peep how geeked she is, I don't even blame her. Her parents act like she just said LeBron is better than Curry. Worst thing I've ever heard. So she goes through and her other mother's already cooking, and now she's referring to them as the better mother and father. I mean, is she wrong though? So Coraline goes into the garden to get her father, and Brody's riding a damn giant praying mantis. Took bro from Kung Fu Panda, kidnapped him and told him, "You are mine." But other father then picks up Coraline flying off, and the whole garden is Coraline's face. And I don't remember her being this dark. Dr. Uma watching this and he won't know what to say. The tan goes crazy. But they then go have some good eats again, and other mother tells Coraline that Mr. Bobinksy has invited her to come watch the mice show and Wybie's coming with. But turns out other mother made it so he can't talk. She put bro on mute. He talking about some
my TV's fucking mudded.
Forced him to become one of them niggas that swear they're nonchalant. Gang, you have no aura. Look like these on a regular basis. I promise you the hoes aren't watching. Anyways, they pull up to the crib, the mice put on a good show for them, and the other Mr. Bobinksy pulls up, saying that she's welcome for the show and gives her a kiss, teleporting her back to the bed. Yo, back the hell up, I will know you. Lips are chapped like you've been itching for the vape, and I know y'all smell his breath as well, straight hot Cheetos and McDonald's. Brody ain't got no type of cream in his house, straight KD ankles, and he's wearing a hat for a reason, they got the same cut as well. Anyways, Coraline then goes sleep again with them all staring at her, wakes back up in her own bed to see that the mouse bait is gone, so it had to have been real. But we then fast forward to her and her mom going shopping for her new school uniforms, and I didn't even know they had uniforms in America. I thought it was wear whatever the hell you want for every school. Got guys coming in with pajamas and freshmen and booty shorts. I know the super seniors were going crazy. They about 23 talking about where's my hug at? Gang, where's your job at? But Coraline peeps these gloves that she wants, but like any parents when you go shopping, put that back.
Put it back. Put it back.
They then get back home and her mom goes back out to get some groceries, cause the fridge is looking like she just come back to it 5 times in a row and nothing has spawned in. So Coraline finds the key going back through the little door and pulls up to the kitchen to see a whole buttload of food just waiting for her. She gon' have someone pull up out of nowhere asking if she's gon' finish that. Bro, yes. She then reads the letter and it says that when she's finished eating, Miss Spink and Miss Forcible have invited her down for a show. She then finishes eating and goes outside to see the ugly ass cat from earlier, and for some reason he can speak, but he's got a deeper voice than I expected. Brody's talking like he's on the phone to find shit, trying to deepen his voice. Bro, that method is pash, it does not work anymore. And turns out that Buddy ain't the other cat, he's the same cat from the normal world, and when he crosses over he can somehow talk. And he says that he comes to this world to mess with the other mother. She hates cats, so he pulls up purely to annoy her. This is some top level hating right here, high level game. I ain't never seen hating to this skill. He plays such a beautiful game, his skill and his talent. This is my game and I am him. This is the vibe he's giving me. But Kat then says to her that this world isn't just sunshine and rainbows, it isn't what she thinks it is. The other Wybie says so, he can talk to him telepathically. But he gets distracted by Cass and Nat, and Coraline goes into the theater to watch the show with the other Wybie. These old people need to chill out. I don't even think I can show this, otherwise YouTube's about to hit me with a 360 no scope, but just just know everyone in that crowd needs to bleach their eyes right away. But the show goes on, and about halfway through they reveal that these are just costumes. They're still the 5 snow bunnies from back in the day. They finish the show with Coraline and the other mother and father come to pick her up, leaving Wybie. She told bro to wipe that frown off his face before she comes there and does it herself. But they go inside and they start to tell Coraline that she can stay here forever if she wants. All she has to do is get these buttons sewn in her eyes. I would have aired out the rim in an instant, cause
boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Coraline really should have realized, I don't know, just getting silly here, that people with buttons for eyes aren't really the most trustworthy. She pulled up on the first day thinking this was normal, started dapping everyone up. Whole time they were looking at her like these from behind. So obviously Coraline says no and says that she needs to go bed. After a long day of hating on Wybie, she's a bit tired. She gets back to her room, dashing a bunch of the talking toys in her chest, locks the door and tries to go back to sleep, thinking she's gonna wake up back in the real world like she did both times before.
No.
So she goes downstairs the next morning, tries to get back to the small door, but the living room door is locked. So she goes to see her other father. And this right here is when the movie starts to get really weird. The first half was Lowkey, sunshine and rainbows, but here's where it starts to get disturbing. I'm talking listening to KSI disturbing, like your son drawing this and saying that's his imaginary friend disturbing. Cause her other father turns around and looks like he's aged about 30 years. This how married men describe marriage. If you talk to one of them, they be speaking like they just gone through the worst 20 years of their life. And yeah, remember when I said it was gonna get weird? I wasn't lying. The piano then grabs bro cause he was talking too much, so Coraline books out the house, running to the mountains, and the cat pulls up on her. And they walk into the empty part of the world. Other mother only made what she knew would impress Coraline. For me, I would have seen Ronnie make an actual good 2K game again. Everything recently has been straight garbage. Bro, they ain't even try on the next cover. They got Angel Reese on it. Might as well have put straight bricks. People buying 2K26, you're getting absolutely finessed. Yes, I will be purchasing the game. Anyways, they walk all the way through the emptiness back to the house, and Cat catches one of the circus mice trying to sound an alarm. Not around here, partner.
Not around here.
He kills it and it turns into a rat. Coraline then gets back in the house, pries open the door trying to get to the portal, but a giant cockroach pulls up, blocking the way. It about ready to throw all the hands. But the whole room then lights up, showing that the other mother's just sitting there. Coraline then says she wants to go home, and other mothers gonna start counting to 3, telling her to apologize that she's heard her. And that was really crazy, I ain't gonna lie. Counting to 3 to a grown ass man is insane. But as she's counting to 3, like every light skin, when you start to open up, she gon' transform into some evil, grabbing her by the nose and throwing her into the mirror dimension, saying she can come out when she's learned to be a good daughter, but not my mom. And this is where we find out that other mothers been doing this to other children as well, spying on them through the door that Coraline got, seeing that they're unhappy with their lives and luring them here with everything they've ever wanted. And when they agreed to change their eyes into buttons, they trapped them here and ate their lives. And Shorty's face over here is just throwing me all the way off. Is she stuck like that forever or what? Look like she's been listening to co-worker music 24/7. But the 3 ghosts then give Coraline the task of finding their eyes to save them. And you can already tell by her face she does not want to do this. But she trying to leave. They don't give her a whole side quest. Can't do that one. Can't do that one. I ain't got nothing. But she then gets grabbed back through the mirror dimension by other Wybie, and other mothers don't force bro to smile all the time. Bro, I told you she was gonna do something about that frown on his face. But she's just been doing this other Wybie wrong this whole movie. First she made bro into Bumblebee, taking out his voice box for no reason, and now she's forced bro to smile, putting pins in his mouth. Must have some secret vendetta against bro, cause forcing him to stay silent is crazy. But Coraline takes the string off his mouth and they run off trying to get to the portal, just to see that the whole place looks like Vegeta's win ratio, straight over 200, about Flight's level. But Coraline runs through and makes it back home, just to come back the next day after finding out her mum and dad got kidnapped by the other mother. So she gathers a bunch of things, including an item the 2 retired baddies gave her, and heads over back to the other world on a rescue mission. I don't know what she's thinking. She about 11 years old, taking on a century-old monster from another dimension. That's the type of confidence I wish I had. And while on the way, Cat tells her to challenge other mother to a game. She won't refuse. So she makes it back back to the other world, and what did she do to bro? This the average dad build after 5 months of having a kid. Ain't even tried to keep in shape, next thing you know you look like these. But he sits her down and the rat comes through with the key. She swallows it and tells bro to go tend the gardens. And she gon' go right back to the kitchen acting like everything is normal. Black mums do the same thing after beating the bricks off you. Coming into your room asking if you're hungry. Nigga, I still have the slap mark on my cheek. Mom, come here, my mom about to. But Coraline says they should play a game and peep the glow in her eyes. Like guys after hearing the ABGs are gonna be at the function, her whole world lit up. She of course says yes, and Coraline says the bet is she has to find her parents and the eyes of the other children. And if she doesn't, she has to stay here and let her sew buttons into her eyes, but if she does, she gets to leave with her parents and let everyone she's trapped here go. And I ain't gonna lie, I would not have brought up them little ghost kids. I'm getting the hell up out of there as fast as I can. But just like that, the game's on. So Coraline goes outside to check first. She takes a look through the little thing the retired baddies gave her and sees one of the eyes through it, just for her other father to pull up on the praying mantis trying to attack her. And just like parents wow in the act of yet again beating the bricks off you, he's over here saying that he doesn't want to do this. It's hurting him more than her. Yeah, we've heard that before. But he then starts to fall through the bridge and gives her one of the eyes before he falls down. W mans. That's now 1 out of 3, and this is really just like a video game, having to go place to place to collect an items like it's an objective. But anyways, she then goes to the other baddies cribs, grabs a very convenient torch on the ground and peeps at all the dogs that were there are now all bats. These the same bats that caused COVID, had me looking like a straight bomb. Ain't showered for days and going to online class was a myth, but the Fortnite games were legendary. What a time. But Coraline then looks through the object again to see that there's another eye inside the sweet package. She pulls out the hand, opens them up, tries to grab the eye. Oh, nigga. Now I ain't gonna lie, I got sent flying out my chair after seeing this, and they say this is a kids movie, had me watching like these. Just peep the twins. You can't tell me any kid under the age of 15 is allowed to see this. But Coraline uses the flashlight to get the bad dog's attention and gets them to attack the twins as she gets the eye. Yeah, there's no way I'm letting my kid watch this. He gonna be put onto a peak from young though. Coraline then pulls up to the next spot, Mr. Bobinski's house, gets inside and he pulls up on her, showing the eye instantly, ain't even tried to hide it. But he runs into the circus, she tries to grab the eye and jump scare again. They run off and start hitting her with cannons, and she gon' throw her only asset in this game just to hit an air ball, ain't even hit the rim. And she gon' trip, falling through the door and got the whole balcony falling down as well. She's just having the worst time. This has to be one of the worst lives I've seen in a children's movie. Her parents don't like her, had to move away from all her friends just to get scammed by a monster from another world, and now she has to win a game to get her parents back. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And rightfully so, she starts crying, peeping that her time is almost up, just for the rat to fall back down with the eye and the cat to pull up after killing it. This is what he does. The clutch is insane. But the whole world then starts to turn white and get destroyed, so they run back into the house where it's like KD's hairline, it's decaying by the second. They get into the living room and the other mothers, now in the true form of every manipulator on the planet. Ain't that wasted snatch though? Body, teeth, face, I don't know about that, man. The other mother then reveals that she found the item she was using and throws it away into the fire. But Coraline says the game isn't over yet, her parents are behind the door. She opens it up and they're not there, got her saying she's finna stay here forever. Yeah, but Coraline's already found her parents and the back door is crazy. She gon' throw the goat at the other mother as bait. I will never forgive you. But he even gon' cook in this situation, ripping out her eyes. Coraline then grabs the snow globe with her parents in it, but the whole floor turns into a spider web. Cat immediately hit the dash. I don't even blame him, brody got backdoored like crazy. And just peep the way she's falling down. I don't even know what the hell I would do in this situation, cause just imagine looking up at these. But Coraline hits the dash climbing up the web just for her back to get stuck on the web, and the ripples allow the other mother to feel where she's climbing. She starts climbing up behind her and I just know the adrenaline goes crazy. But Coraline gets into the portal and got the other mother eating straight toes. Diddy's watching this bout mad as hell, it should have been me. The ghosts then pull up out their eyes, helping Coraline close the door, chopping off the other mother's hand. She locks the door and runs to the other one, locking it as well, just for safety, cause hey, you never know. And her parents are now back and don't remember a thing. They just decide to be better parents since their work is done. Her mom even got her the glove she wanted, which means that Coraline could have literally waited like 3 days to get what she wanted, went through all of that for nothing. So I guess the lesson of the story is to be patient, but I don't even think there's a lesson. They just said let's make this as creepy as possible for no reason. But this ain't even the end yet, cause she releases the ghost at night and they say she's still in terrible danger. She needs to get rid of that key, the other mother will find it one way or another. So she runs downstairs just for the other mother's hand that she broke off to come underneath the door. This like being on your 5th, that's crazy, and they're still talking. Bro, leave me alone. So Coraline goes to the well on the mountain and the hand follows her, jumping over and grabbing the key, trying to crawl away. But the goat pulls up. No, not the cat, but Wybie riding down on his bike and picking up the hand. But just like every great pull up, he gets smoked within seconds. I revoked the GOAT title from you already. The hand then crawls up, starts to do bro like Mufasa, but Coraline pulls up, grabbing it in a blanket. It tears it up, but Wybie comes a clutch with the stone throw, breaking it, and they throw it and the key down in the well, covering it back up. And I may sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think this is another portal back to the other world. I'ma turn into educational reacts right here, but look at the walls on the well. It looks an awfully lot similar to the walls of the portal to the other world. Hey, I may be wrong though, who knows. But we then fast forward to them having a party for their parents because of their job success, and Wybie's grandma pulls up. Turns out this is the sister of one of the ghost girls she went missing when she was little. But this is now the end of the movie, and I ain't gonna lie, even though this was peak, there is absolutely no way this is a children's movie, cause the last like half of this movie was insane. Weird character after weird character. They was in the production room saying just make this as creepy as we can. I don't know who came up with this face, but they need to be fired now, cause this would have haunted me as a kid. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. All glory to God, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.